Hi, Elena. I thought it's a good moment to take the opportunity of your launched post and to emphasize the importance of the TDD and the relation between clean code and TDD. And I personally practice this for a few years now. It was pretty complicated at first because I was not having the understanding of the TDD as a methodology, as a concept. So again, I would like to take this opportunity to support your approach and the fact that clean code it is related to TDD if done well. Of course, this is not all solution, all problem solution. It will have some drawbacks, some issues in time, but it's better than without. So let me explain here because I feel that many people do not understand what TDD is, and sometimes they accidentally confusing with a practice of coding, which basically that's the effect of the TDD. So TDD is the acronym of test-driven development, but I would like more to emphasize in the definition in the expression test before you start working, right? And from my point of view, it's a protection measure against the faulty tickets and tasks. And that's a reality. We have hundreds of thousands of incorrect, incoherent, incomplete tasks. And why start doing the work and stop in the middle and then refactor and then all that jazz if you can prevent it from the beginning, at least 90%. Of course, you cannot be 100%. We know that. So 90% is like, wow, right? So what if you think about this as a methodology to ask about potential errors before you start coding? Yeah, so you can do TDD even with a text editor file, with a notepad, with a, I don't know, Notion if you want. The code is just the effect of it. So at first you understand that the ticket can be faulty. So you ask yourself as a developer, okay, I need to accomplish this form for some user. So you say, okay, what can go wrong? Because you always start with what can go wrong, because this is what actually we debate after we work. We don't debate the what was working correctly. And that we know, and something that we developers know how to do. We know how to make a form to function. But every time it's a different context, different situations, and we need to ask ourselves how this will fail. What are the odds to fail, and in what cases? So those are the testing cases actually. And you say, okay, what if the user doesn't have internet connection? Should I worry about or should I not? Sometimes you should. Maybe you have a progressive web app and you should show the data, and then you ask the designer, oh, what should we show if there is no internet connection? And the designer will say, I haven't thought about it. Sometimes he might say like, yeah, sure, please check this page in Figma. And then you put yourself all kinds of questions like that. Not to mention that now you have Claude AI and you can just upload the design file and he will give you the test. I mean, it's pretty easy. Once you understand that this is less about red green refactor, less about technical and more about conceptual understanding of the problem that TDD aims to solve. And it's a problem of communication. It's a warranty that you will not have bumps, you will not stop in the middle of the development because you just realized that that calendar was basically wrongly placed in there, and it should be disabled in some cases, and then you stop development, you start debating in your team, you lose momentum. Why not to have them up front? It's so easy, right? After that, how do you practice the TDD type of test? Of course, this is another debate. That's sure, different opinions there. What framework to use, Cypress, Playwright, or any other framework, Jest, and so on. Another thing is on the front end side, because I'm a front end first developer, would you prefer to be a monkey developer and do the ping pong constantly to go to the browser, see if the data, if the code you wrote works? If it doesn't come back, and do this few hundred times a day, you will, if you measure, because I've done it, you lose half an hour until 2 hours of your time. Does it worth it? Wouldn't be more elegant to have this browser in the right side which runs automatically like Cypress, and you just watch, and when it's done then it's green and that's it. Isn't this worth it, investigating instead of keep doing the same mistake? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious, and then uh, we solve a big issue, and of course our code will be cleaner because we don't have to think as we code. That's another mistake that many developers do. Once we have the prototype, the planning, we know what to do, then the coding is a breeze. You just go there and say, oh, okay, here I should have to put the HTML or the backend part or so on, and that's more easy because you have the blueprint on the left side or right side, meaning the code. I need to respect those tests. My implementation should respect this one, and this one. When I finish, then it's done. Yeah. So obviously, from my point of view, TDD, it's a great benefit, has great benefits. It's something that you should start today, investigating it. It should take you like few weeks to understand it and play with it. Don't drop it, although you might have this feeling, and then trust me, you'll sleep. You have a better sleep, and of course, we do not apply TDD 100%. No, no, it's not about the percentages. It's about the elegance of work, the easiness, the comfort, the being confident that your code has a test. And when you just imagine when you change something a few months from this moment, how do you guarantee that what you've been working in the past, it doesn't break? How do you know it? Because we are developers. We change some code in here, it affects in another part because they are all interrelated, right? So how can you give warranties about that, right? Of course, it's out of the comfort zone. It's not easy to move from one place to another, but once you understand, obviously you'll see the benefit and will say, yes, at the end of the day, I have more time for me because I've done my job. It's also a very good tracker of your work because once you break the task in small parts as test cases, you have in mind, your brain will have a good image of what you need to accomplish and what is the level that you are at in that moment. Yeah. So yeah, that's my take on it. Do check it out, Yelena's post, and I think she's offering uh, some a community or something. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.